What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Hey, how y'all doing up in this piece today? Happy Memorial's Day to everyone. I hope that you guys are relaxing. I know I am. Forgive me for not coming up today. I'm a little bit under the weather, but and a little bit unrecognizable. So we are going to just stay underneath this avatar. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Because yeah, it ain't good. But anywho, yeah, we're going to get into this topic, and I know people already got stuff to say. Hey, Shawanda, I said nothing but love your way, baby, because you deserve it. Guys, don't forget when you guys come in here, like, share, and subscribe. Also, put your cash app in here, put your channel link in here, because we want to support each other. This is the place to get blessed, right? Um, and my subscribers can attest to that. This is a place of blessing. So guys, don't forget, I don't mind. Put all of your information, how people can contact you, and we're gonna like, share, subscribe to each other so that we can stay in the algorithm. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna get into our topic, but we're gonna get this on out the way. All right. So we're gonna pause for the cause, guys, and y'all know the cause is support. Check this out. Check it out.
I believe is a lifestyle brand for anyone who believes in something greater than themselves. The time is now to simply believe. Our entrepreneur spotlight is shining on the creator of My Lips Cosmetics. My Lips Cosmetics is like liquid gold. The Affinity Collection is a liquid matte lipstick for all day wear. My cosmetic product line includes My Glitter, luxury lip gloss, My Brows, and an arsenal of cosmetic product. Your lips will not only look absolutely perfect, they will feel soft and weightless. No touch-up needed, ladies. Check it out.
All right, guys, both of those people are dear friends to me. And so I want you guys to go out and support and tell them that I sent you there to do business with them. I know I have done business with them, and they are quite reasonable. And the lipstick, it lasts forever. The t-shirts and the hats, you guys see me wear them sometimes when I work out and stuff. So yeah, go and support. All right, we about to get into this topic. All right. Um and the only reason why I'm diving into this, and I don't want y'all saying, "Oh, she must be having issues," whatever. No, this has nothing to do with my situation at all. Um, However, I did want to discuss it because sometimes the lines get blurred, and since this is my channel, I'm going to try to unblur them. Okay, and again, this has nothing to do with my situation. I don't even have a situation. Everything is copacetic over here. Okay. But I did want to talk about this because I've seen this quite often on social media, in real life. I have experienced, not me personally, but I've experienced with some of my friends and what they've been going through, and it's an issue. It really is an issue, and I'm gonna need this to be blurred. I do got some little bit of information. I did a little bit of research. We're gonna talk about what article has to say about this. They're actually calling this a culture, baby mama culture. And so it has developed, I believe, over the couple of decades into a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's some women. Um, it's like they want a prize, and I'm not up against the baby mamas. Trust me, I'm not. My mama was a baby mama, okay. But it's like some women, not all women, and I'm walking light because I know how y'all can be ready to bite somebody's head off. But some women think that once you got a baby by somebody that you done won the prize, like you etched in stone. You know what I'm saying? Like you I don't know, like you the first wife or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's like soon as you mess around and that seed make a plantation in that in them in up in that uterus or wherever it plants and land, you instantaneously think that you done hit the lottery. And let's be clear, some women do. Some women do hit the lottery. You know what I'm saying? But I want just because you have a child by a man, that does not mean, and I want to say this loud and I want to say it clear. That does not mean that you now go, and I'm only speaking to a specific group of women. Okay, I ain't speaking to everybody. Please don't judge me. This is just my point of view. This is just for entertainment purposes. Um, that does not mean that you somehow take priority over that man's life, or use and hear me, because I'm going to take my time to explain this. That does not mean that you take priority over this man's life. That does not mean that you are free to bring havoc to this man's life. That does not mean that you are free to bring disruption, or you are free to just pop up anytime you want to. And you know you don't have a relationship with this man other than sharing a child. That does not mean that you can call this man anytime you want to chew his ear off or scream or holler at him, knowing that he has a wife. That does not mean that you can sabotage things in his life, in his wife's life, their relationship. That does not mean you can run him down in public, run them. It don't give you that key to do that. See, that's why I always say, and I'm going to say it again, that you have to choose wisely who you lay down with. Sex is an intimate thing that should be shared with a husband and a wife. I'm so sorry. Y'all already know I'm traditional at some times, because unless you are in union and in covenant with somebody, that can be dangerous. You having sex with somebody and now you don't want to have no more soul ties with them. You don't want to be attached to them no more. You don't finally realize who they are, and you don't finally learn or know who they are now after the sexual act. And now you don't want to be bothered with them. No, it don't work like that. It does not work like that. That's why you need to be careful of who you lay down with. Because you have a child with somebody, that does not mean you can bring disruption to them people's lives. That does not mean that you got some special key that you can just walk in and out of their life and carry a trash in and out of their house. That a metaphoric trash. That does not mean that. And I want y'all to understand, because sometimes these lines get blurred. So now the man is in a dilemma. Okay, he done moved on. He done said you ain't the one, even though you got a child with him. He done said you ain't the one. He done went on to somebody else and done got in covenant with this person and done married him. Okay, she is the one for him. All right. Now he's in a dilemma. Because some women, I'm not saying all women, some women just don't got no sense. And I'm so sorry. Some women just don't got no sense. And you think with your simple mind self, because you have a child with somebody, that somehow gives you some type of access to walk in and out of this man's life carrying disruption when he got a whole wife over there because you got a child. Absolutely not. So this man got a decision to make. He has a decision to make. He has to lay down the boundaries and the priorities in his life. This whole notion of, well, that's my baby daddy. Oh, we got a child together. I saw something on reality TV the other day, and no, it was on TikTok, and it was a skit. Of course it was, but I guess they were trying to prove a point where the baby daddy was over there with the mama, and then, but she got a husband. He parked in her driveway, and they talking or whatever. The husband couldn't get in the driveway because the baby daddy car was here. And I think one of the tenets of the agreement was that he was not to come over there, especially when he wasn't at home. You know what I'm saying? And the mama was like, "This is my baby daddy. What do you mean?" I mean, the wife was like, "This is my baby daddy. What do you mean? What do you mean? I could talk to him." He was like, "But you know, I don't like this dude." So clearly, there's some blending that needs to happen that had not happened. Of course, it was a skit, but okay, we're gonna just read into it. And he's like, how come? He was like, I'm taking care of your kids. You know what I'm saying? There should be some respect there. Baby daddy, baby mama, same thing. You know what I'm saying? But the dude was just standing. The baby daddy was just standing there with a surety, because like, hey, I'm her baby daddy. Okay, baby mama, daddy, whatever. Okay, yes, we have a child together, but I am not in covenant with you. I am in agreement with you to raise this child in a safe environment and make sure that he's independent and can make it and survive. But other than that, that's all our dealings. See, the priority of this my baby daddy, this my baby mama, and my next thing is, and okay, you're not in covenant with this person. That's why, again, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take my time today. When you sleeping with somebody, you create soul ties. I ain't gonna spoon feed y'all today. Okay. When you having sex and y'all sharing fluids with each other and y'all sharing that climax is a spiritual thing. You all have connected on a molecular level. Okay. Y'all done had this physicality, so now y'all done cleave to each other physically. Okay. Now you done did all of this major emotional, physical, molecular work, and now you decide you don't want to be in company with her no more. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't want a relationship with her. And then you go and get in company with somebody else, and now she's feeling some kind of way. Some women, not all women. All right, so this man has a responsibility to do. And the responsibility is honor his wife. Bottom line. You're gonna honor your wife. That's what you're gonna do. And you're gonna talk to the baby mama. Y'all gonna have a responsible conversation. And the wife can choose to be in that conversation. And I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear she should not be in our business. Or I don't want to hear that's y'all business. No, it is our business. Because we are one. Is that a truth? It may be, but it's right. Because what happens is any private time that you spend with another woman and it has not been explained, it brings up assumptions. And I know I'm telling the truth today. We're going to work as a team, bottom line. Baby mama, you and me, the wife. We're going to work together as a team. It ain't going to be no separate. I don't care when you met the woman. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a baby mama gets sprung on you while you're married. They tip out and get somebody else pregnant. Here you got to deal with this baby mama. And maybe you ain't got no kids. And maybe she feel like she got a priority because she done gave this man a child. Excuse me. Absolutely not. And I know I'm telling the truth. Okay. And I'm not speaking for all baby mamas, but some baby mamas got sense. And this has nothing to do with my situation. I'm just letting y'all know this ain't personal. This is a topic that we're covering. Okay. So there has to be a priority. So this man got to make a decision. So the decision that the man should be making is bringing everybody to the table so that we can discuss barriers, so that we can discuss rules, so that we can discuss time of engagement with the child. If there's some type of medical emergency, I will speak to you. If there's some type of fee or financial situation going on, I will speak to you, baby mama. But other than that, we don't got really nothing to talk about other than maybe the college education. Now, some people may have that relationship. I think Steve Harvey said they all friends. They all go to the cookout. That whatever works for you works for you. Whatever works for you works for you. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. This whole notion of because you're the baby mama, you think you got some type of high priority over the wife. That is not true. That is incorrect. And it should not be true. And it is the man's responsibility to set things in order. Clearly. This whole culture, and I'm gonna go to my information that I pulled. This whole culture is because you the baby mama, you think you somewhere sitting up on the throne holding a child up, and the wife is over here, you know, you thinking that it's you, the baby mama and the daddy, y'all within this circle, and the baby and the wife standing outside the circle. She get to step in every now and then. No, it don't work like that. It is a man's responsibility to understand, to explain to this woman, the baby mama, that this is my wife and she is to be respected at all times, and she will be made known of all dealings. You understand? And if you can't respect her, then we it's gonna be looking different. That old sidebar, I gotta go talk to my baby mama. I'll be right back. No, we gonna go talk to your baby mama because we are a team. And it's about respect. Do you understand what I'm saying? No woman should be throwing up in the in that in your baby's, mama, your baby's daddy face. You know what I'm saying? I'm his baby mama, and he gonna always mess with me. I got his kid. You know what? That's not really a thing. He's a father, but he don't got to be messing with you. And if it was so tough and so tight, then why is he not still with you? This is not a culture, but apparently society is saying it is. And it really kind of intrigued me. That's why I decided to cover this topic. You understand what I'm saying? Just because you a baby mama don't mean that you the queen and the wife is the princess. No, it's the other way around. I am so sorry for you. That man has a responsibility to take care of that child in every sense of the word. Yes, he absolutely do. But it's going to be a paternal relationship with the mother. I'm sorry. That man has a responsibility to be loyal to his wife. But in this generation, oh my God, infidelity is like running water. Infidelity is like the wind, is everywhere. It's a breakdown in monogamy. It's a breakdown in relationship. It's a breakdown in trust. And so it empowers in some women's lives. Some, not all mothers are like this. It empowers women to play these little tricky games with the wife. You understand what I'm saying? And that's so disrespectful. So, this article is titled "Baby Mama Culture is Problematic." It says nowadays having a baby out of wedlock is deemed socially acceptable. There are many reasons why women end up becoming single mothers. Usually, the reason range from the child's father being incarcerated, dead, or in a relationship between another woman, or simply just ending. It says in urban cultures, women often, and that's their little slick way of saying black cultures. They say urban cultures. In urban cultures, women often purposely have a child with a famous rapper or athlete to guarantee financial stability. And do you remember in the beginning of the live I was saying, if you have a baby by somebody, some women feel like it's like hitting the lottery. Like I done got my claim, I done made my mark on this man, I done put my tattoo on this man, and it ain't never coming off. Regardless he get married or not, I'm the baby mama. Honey, that ain't a title that you want to have. What you want to have is I am his wife and we have a child together. That's the title that you want to have. Do you hear me? And I know I'm telling the truth. You understand what I'm saying? It says, but we can't ignore the effects of the baby mama culture. Now, see, this is so intriguing and interesting to me. They're saying this is a whole thing. Like, this is a whole culture. Oh, here come my baby mama. Like, she gonna be etching your life forever. And you know what? Yeah, you guys do have a child together. Yeah, y'all gonna be engaged in some kind of way until this child is an adult, even after. Because, yeah, y'all share a child together. But for some reason, this man did not decide to share his life with you, the most intimate parts of him with you, his love, his heart with you. Some reason he didn't decide to share that with you. And that's obvious. So So this whole infringing on barriers, infringing on respect, infringing on the wife's space in this man's life is so disrespectful and weird to me. I do not understand it. Okay, so it says the baby mama culture is prominent and more accepted in the black community. I'm glad they finally just came on out and said black. It says we see women strive to be baby mothers instead of wives. I just said that. They're striving to get a kid with this man, create a responsibility, create a situation that neither one of them could probably financially handle instead of being a wife and being a partner and a support and being driven to build something together. I don't get that. You better trap a man with a baby than trap a man with financial stability, or trap a man with your mind, or trap a man with your education, or trap a man with your ambitions. And I know I'm telling the truth today. You ain't got nothing to offer to the table but your uterus and your ovaries. It's not a thing. But apparently this article is saying that it's the culture. It says some women have babies with rappers and athletes because of financial benefits and already income to help them provide for their children. Despite this, I believe that being a wife is more beneficial than being a baby mother. As a wife, you are more guaranteed financially and legally. If the father of your child dies, you get the life insurance money, a place to live, and inherit his assets. Whereas just a baby mama means that you do not get anything from the baby father. Another benefit of being a wife is that the outcome of the child's psyche is better than a child who grew up in a single parent household. Being married also makes providing financial support to a child more affordable than being a single parent. The saying it takes a village to raise a child is very true, because taking care of a child requires a support system. I totally agree with that. I also believe that having a child with someone is much more permanent than marriage. When you are married, you are legally bound to your significant partner, but also have the chance to end the marriage. In contrast, being in a relationship with your partner and having a baby with them. If things fall apart, your significant other, you will still be connected via child. This is why it's so important to be mindful of who you have children with. I just said that. I just said that. Be mindful who you lay down with and plant seeds with. Because you going to catch one and it's going to grow. Do you hear what I'm saying? It just don't make no sense. You got all these slew of young women walking around carrying babies on their hips talking about, I'm his baby mama. But I'm his baby mama. I saw that on a reality show. This lady was beautiful, gorgeous, got married. I'm talking about beautiful, beautiful woman. And she had some kids by a rapper, and the pride that she had because she had kids by this rapper, she had more pride than that she did her new husband. And it affected the man so bad that he had to go and have a conversation with the husband. And the baby daddy basically told the man, sat flat-footed, face to face with that man, and said with all conviction, I can get her anytime I want to this man, to this woman's husband. And every time she referred to the baby daddy, she has some type of smirk on her face. See, you playing games. You know, I got these kids, I got him on lockdown. I'm gonna tell you something about my husband. He has children. He has a child. Do you hear what I say? He has a child. He lets me know. Even though I'm American, he's Nigerian. And so we kind of understand. I say, listen, I'm not going to do that, because let me backtrack, because I want to explain myself. We as American, we look at the family dynamic just a little bit differently than Nigerians do. You understand what I'm saying? He looks at it, he says, no, you are this, blah, 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 blah. Hands down. This is what you are. You are you. This is you. I would say stepmom. He said, no, you his mother. I'm like, this, I said, no, he has a whole mother over there. I would not be disrespectful. I know my place. But he makes it clear to all parties in the room. You understand what I'm saying? That this is who he has chosen with, that he is with me. We working together as a team. But and in saying that, because Nigerian men can be aggressive sometimes, I always tell him, I do not want to be intrusive. I know who I am. I know I'm the wife, but I still understand that this is this child's mother. And she's been his mother. And I am something new that has happened to your life and to this child's life. I know my role. I am not going to come in being disrespectful to this woman. This woman ain't been disrespectful to me as far as I know. And if she has, he has not made me privy to it. See, it has to be respect and honor all the way around the table. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to just show up at the house with the kid unannounced. I don't care what's going on. And it's the barriers, and it is the respect for me. You know, they do these little skits on social media where you see the mother showing up with the child and all of this stuff. You just gonna show up because you're frustrated because this man ain't in your life. Okay, you knew you was a single mother when you had that baby. He was not around. And you know what? Today I'm gonna sound a little bit like Urban, just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. It is important. I'm gonna keep saying is that you understand and learn who you are with before you lay down with that person. I'm sorry. Does he have commitment like characteristics? If he can't be committed and responding to you in a text message, then he cannot be committed to be there when you push the baby out. Okay, now you here. You have this baby, y'all, and he ain't trying to be with you. He ain't trying to be locked down with the day to day of being with somebody with a child or living with a child. It ain't the fact that he don't want to live with you. It's the fact that he don't want to live with the child. Now I'm gonna need y'all to act like y'all having some sense. He done had this baby. Do he love the baby? Yeah, he love the baby. But he don't want to live with the responsibilities of the day to day of being in the household with a kid. He still want to be the single dude. Stick and move. Now you dragging Ray Ray to the little Ray Ray and little Poo Poo to his house with the wife that he done chose. This your child. You gonna take care of it. This your responsibility. It is. Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is. But this is the result of the decision that you guys made. And he also made a decision that he didn't want to be with you no more. See, one thing I can say about my mother, two things for sure, is that she was a G. She was a single mother. Not one time all I think I stayed with my daddy one time, one summer. And that was the last resort. Do you hear me? I didn't even know who my father was until I got like about 6 or 7. I think I met him one time. The first time I was like 6 or 7. Because my mother said deuces. And I'm not being toxic. I'm just sharing my life story. My mother said, deuces, you don't want to take care of us? Deuces. And she went about her business. She made a life for us. You understand what I'm saying? There's no reason to be bitter and hate the man because he didn't decide to be in covenant with you. He did not think of you as long term. So that's why I'm saying women, and I'm speaking to my young ladies, when you choosing a man and you laying down with a man, to the best of your knowledge, I'm going to need you to think long term when you're choosing. You understand? At least wear protection. Because if you mess around and come get pregnant 9 times out of 10, unless this man decide that you are long term, he ain't gonna be around. Y'all not gonna be together. I know it sounds hard. I don't even got enough energy to put no little to give supportive evidence with it today. I just don't got it in me. Because sometimes we need to understand and make sense. If you don't have a baby with this man and y'all still together a year after, and the second year he ain't marrying you, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Because it don't take that long for nobody to make up their mind. And I know I'm telling the truth. Okay, so now you here. He ain't chose you. He done went and married somebody else after you done pushed his child out and it's pissing you off. You still gonna have to maintain and keep some dignity about yourself. And do not become intrusive and disrespectful. I know it's hard. And don't form some type of negative ideal about this woman because he's with her. Because she could be honestly a great girl. Now I'm gonna tell you, in my situation, I'm always asking. I'm always concerned about the mother. I'm always asking, and I'm always concerned about my husband's mother of his son. I am because I know I don't I haven't I'm not a single parent, but I understand the disappointment of something not working out, and you're stuck with the result or the responsibility of being with that individual, and it does not work out. That's a hard pill to swallow as a woman because we are emotional. It's a hard pill to swallow. And so my job as a woman, as a grown woman, as his wife, is to say, I want her to understand and know that I am not her enemy. I want her to understand that we are a team. I want her to understand and know that I want the best interest for his son. And whatever I can do to facilitate that, I'm there. That is the type of language that I am spewing out. You understand what I'm saying? So that she can know that I want to work with you and I'm not going nowhere. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm supporting what my husband has already put in place. It is the man's responsibility to navigate between the two and lay down some ground rules. If this man turns around, if you arguing and bickering with the baby mama, and if he turn his back towards that woman and faces you and say, "This is my baby mama, hold on," you got a problem as a wife. You got a problem as the wife. You have a problem. Men, if you have come into covenant with this woman, you are standing side by side with your wife. And you telling the baby mama, I'm going to talk to you at a later date about this, but you're going to need to respect my wife. And I'm going to need you to call before you come. Do not call my phone unless it is a medical emergency. Do not call my phone unless it is a major issue. Because I don't have a relationship with you. I am obligated to partner with you to raise this child. That's the type of language that you need to be saying it, and you need to be saying it in front of your wife so that the baby mama can understand that you need to put some respect on it. Am I telling the truth today? I know I'm telling the truth today. So who are we honoring? The title says honor thy wife or honor thy baby mama. You're going to honor the wife. You're going to respect the baby mama. And you're going to honor the child. That's what you're going to do. But because you have a child with a man does not secure your place in concrete. Do you understand what I'm saying? The obligation is to the child. But I have seen horror stories where women with children with men have taken advantage of the situation and they have kept their child away from the man because they bitter because the man won't be with them. So they keep the child away from them for years and decades. I think that is such a low blow. I think it's such a low blow. It's something about you that was not long term. Hey, Urban. I said, number love your way because you deserve it, sir. I think that is such a low blow. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I say choose wisely who you are laid down with. At least have protected sex. You understand what I'm saying? Because there you may get up and there be a whole situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have a dynamic. There's three people. There's the wife, there's the husband, there's the baby mama. Okay, y'all all are in this situation. Okay. There's no what I got going on with my listen, man. What I got going on with my baby mama, that's in between me and my baby mama. Let me handle that. No, it's not no let me handle that. When you are in union with a man, and I'm not speaking from a you know what? I'm not speaking from a woman's perspective. I'm not. I'm speaking from what makes sense perspective. If that is a thing, you understand what I'm saying? When you become in covenant with somebody, you are one. When you are sharing a domain and you decided to share your life with this person, you all are a team. You need to be making decisions that benefit the team and the wellness of the team on all levels. And when you do that, it trains and teaches the baby mama to respect the team. But she should not, as a woman, should not have the ability to just walk in and out of your life, bringing destruction, bringing confusion, bringing tension between that man and that wife, because she feel like because she done had this child with this man, that places her as a high priority. No, it's the child that's the high priority. Because if you were a priority, he would have came in union with you and married you. And I know I'm telling the truth. That wife has that priority in his life. When a man buckles down and marries somebody, unless he's some type of gigolo or some type of scammer, when a true real man buckle down and marry somebody, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. He is saying that you have the tenacity, that you have the criteria to walk in life with him, to support him in life. That's a big thing. It's something about you, the quality of how you made, that he's saying, I want to be around that every day. Oh, absolutely, sure, no problem. No problem. No problem. Now, Urban, we have to figure out what I'm doing because I'm on my phone. I got this though. I got it. Let me see. I have this. I have it. Oh God. Stop. Let me see. I got it. I got this. I got it. Don't nobody tell me how to do it because I done did it before. So let me stop. Invite a guest. Okay, got it. See, I know it. I know I got it. Nobody tell me nothing. I got it. I'm perfect. Okay, let me see. All right. There we go. All right, there it is, Urban. It's the respect for me. It's the respect for me. Y'all support the channel, $ CLAYLING. If you say, no, Queen, I ain't doing nothing, please like, share, subscribe. All of that is free. Okay? Now, I just have to watch out for, okay. So, yeah, I feel like some women think because you done got, had this baby, you done hit the lottery. And now you got this permanent key that you can keep walking in and out of this man's life. As a wife, she should not have to be putting up with your weird antics. Do you hear what I say? You doing all type of crazy stuff, saying all type of stuff, talking about the woman on social media. You're not his life partner. I am so sorry. You're not his life partner. I'm so sorry. But the man is key. He's key. He is key. He has to be able to set down that foundation. He got to set it down and lay it down and make it plain to that mother. that this is my wife and she is to be respected. And as a wife, we do not go toe to toe with her. We don't go toe to toe to her. Welcome, Urban.
Why you say that all aggressive? Welcome, Urban.
Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry
what's
about
up?
that. Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day. How your Memorial Day going so far?
I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm still good. I'm good.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, same here. Well, I'm not under weather. I'm just chilling. Chilling out,
That's what's
relaxing.
up.
But yeah, this actually a really good topic. Like I said in the chat, I can actually relate to this and give you my perspective on this from a man's point of view, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah. So like I always, so over there in the lounge, and I always be transparent about my previous relationships and stuff. And so my situation is this: when I became married to my current wife, and I made a commitment to myself, and that commitment was that I was going to set boundaries for our relationship. And one of the main boundaries I set for our relationship is me and my ex-wife, who are called baby mama, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty much the same thing, but uh,
Mhm.
the boundary I have set is that wherever situation that goes on between me and her is only between me and her. Period. I don't involve my wife in that situation at all because I had learned through experience where whenever you add another one person into the situation, it just causes conflict. And another thing too is that in nature, women are protective over things that they care about, well, preferably with their man or their husband, whatever. They become protective, so automatically they're going to protect and defend whatever situation's going on, especially with the mother of the children, what I'm saying. So for me, in order to prevent that, I set healthy boundaries, what I'm saying.
Mhm.
One of the main healthy boundaries is that, like I told you earlier, a lot of things that happen between me and her, I don't involve my wife in that because it's not her responsibility to be involved in that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we got going on. Another boundary that I have set is that it's also not my current wife um responsibility to take care of my previous wife children. You know what I'm saying? That's between me and her. Now, however, if she wanted to like contribute to certain things like, food, clothing, spending time, whatever, and stuff like that, then she's more than welcome to do that. But I don't make that a requirement. You know what I'm saying, for her to do that. Because once again, that's between me and my former wife responsibility to do that. It don't have nothing to do with her. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
So
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
go
to
ahead.
cut you.
Oh no, go
No,
go ahead.
it's a very intriguing concept because I'm a little bit on the opposite end. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to necessarily sit down and have long discussions with the baby mama. You know what I'm saying? But as far as knowing what he's doing, and I don't want to seem like, oh, you gotta know what your man doing all, every second of the day and all that stuff with the baby mama. No, but major decisions that you're making, you still have this person that you're living with and living your life with, and you're making decisions, whether it be financially or whatever, it's still coming out of the household. You know what I'm saying? So things like that I would want to be included in. For instance, my husband, his son over there, they have to pay for the next level of education, just like we do, but just a little bit differently. And so the child, his son is taking his exam to go to secondary school. And so he made me aware, of that, what was going on, and he has to pay for this. He just let me know because it's when you're dealing with money and finances, and it's coming out of our household or our call. I would like to be included in that.
Yeah, absolutely, and that sounds very valid for you to want to be included in that. Now, the situation I was talking about is dealing with any type of problems. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever type of conflict that we have, I don't include her in the mix of that. You know what I'm saying? But however, anything that's happening in our current household that could
Mhm.
affect our current household, then yeah, absolutely. I make sure that she's included in it. I make sure that I'm very transparent about that. One of the biggest financial things that we do deal with in my household is that I do pay child support, and I do pay medical um, for my children and stuff. So and I was transparent with her in the beginning, prior before we would start dating, and I'm currently transparent with her on that right now. So anything financial that deals in our household, yeah, she absolutely know about it. Or any type of major changes that end upon happening, saying that puts me into a certain situation that y'all know about it. Like say for example, one of my children were to be in the hospital or whatever, then yeah, I let her know about that. And so because that's something different, because that's affecting me. As and y'all know how y'all are, when y'all know y'all men and stuff, right? Y'all know something bothering him and stuff. So
Yeah.
y'all have to be you have to be transparent on that and just let her know, like, hey, this what it is, that's what's going on, and I'm just dealing with it.
And you just dealing with, and I can commend you on that, being transparent, because I'm gonna tell you, it gives the wife peace. And it's not about, being insecure, because I saw something online where they were saying that a woman was being insecure because the husband was engaging with supposed to be a platonic friend or something like that. And so,
Hmm.
but she, like, I would like you to block this woman because she shouldn't be calling you at this type of hour. She's just a co-worker, blah blah. Why is she doing this? Why are you doing this? And they would say, "Oh, she's so insecure. She's so insecure." No, I feel like it was the man's responsibility to make that transparent to her initially. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got to go, I got to go over to my baby mama to take them some food. They ain't got no food. Okay, cool. I get that. But don't let nobody else come and tell me, okay, you were over there. And you didn't come tell me, because women don't like to assume anything when it comes to our men. We like to just know. You know what I'm saying? And it's not
Hmm.
insecurity. It just brings peace. It just brings peace of mind, because infidelity is so prevalent, and that dynamic of the baby mama has access to that man all of the time, and that whole cliche, or that whole thing of he always got a safe place to go because I'm his baby mama. So, and it's like this culture of they waiting in the wings because I always gonna have an open door because I have his child. So the wife has to deal with that, especially if you don't have children with your husband. You know what I'm saying? The wife deals with that. That's one of the mental things that we go through. And I can be transparent and share that, especially in my situation. I'm here. He's a thousands and thousands of miles away over there where his baby mama is. But he does a great job. Now, and my husband, he will go the extra length. He will record the phone conversations, and then he will send it to me. So he can, I mean, and I'm like, you don't have to do that. But he do it anyway, just so he can know that I'm not talking to her. She's giving the phone to my son, and I'm talking to him. You understand what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
it brings a little bit of peace.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Even that situation right there, I understand the plight of him doing that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, to be quite honest, that's a little bit too much. That yeah, it's a little bit way too much. But that whole situation with the I guess that was the dude that had a platonic friend or whatever. Y'all already know
Yeah.
how I feel about that. I believe that when you're in a relationship with somebody, relationship or even married with them, I believe that you shouldn't have no friends, period, of the opposite sex. And the reason why I say that is because them people are simply a placeholder. They may act as though it's
Yeah.
your friend. They may make you believe that they're your friend, but deep down inside, they it's something about you that they want. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's relationship or if they want to have sex or even both. You know what I'm saying? So
I
they'll
totally
make
agree.
themselves become a placeholder and be in that situation as long as they can until they can find the opportune moment to move in. So that's why I'm totally against that. Um,
I am against it too, because I mean it's a man and woman, and a man is attracted to a woman. And when I was younger, I didn't get it. I did not understand. I'm like, why you can't be friends with dude? I had tons of male friends, tons of them, and I just didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? My first husband, was totally again. He didn't want me talk. CMA. He would call me. He's like, you can't talk to him. I'm like, but he's not for our team. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't care. He was just like. I could have no male friends, and I just did not understand that because I was just like a free thinker, whatever. But he did
Mm-hmm.
not understand that. I get it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, they're like I say, um, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of trust and different things like that too. To be transparent about certain things. Now, I'm also be real, and I just learned this from this experience. I know that I don't need to be totally transparent with my wife with every little thing. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? The reason why is because I know that through a woman's behavior, when you let her know every little thing that's going on and stuff, she gonna tend to draw conclusions based on her emotions and her feelings at that current moment. You know what I mean? And so sometimes it's okay to not say every little thing, you know what I mean, to her. Not
No, I
not doing
get
it
it.
because you're being, yeah, not you're not doing it to be rude or anything, but you just understand a woman's nature. You don't want to share every little thing that's going on, and so that's why I was saying about the situation with you and your husband. Like I get it that he wants to make sure that you were, feeling secure. Which it's nothing wrong with that. But there's some things that he don't have to share with you. You know what I'm saying? Like the conversations and different things like that. He don't have to share that with you because at the end of the day, that's really none of your business. It's not. They don't have nothing to do with you. That's between him and his baby mama, whatever they got going on. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, let's say hypothetically speaking, I'm not speaking this on your relationship, but I'm just saying in general. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if it was something were going on in that relationship, at the end of the day, ain't nothing you can do about that period. You know what I'm saying? You could cry about it, you could complain about it, but if he already made his mind up and she already made her mind up to do whatever it is, and there ain't nothing you can do about it other than exit out of the relationship for
And
your peace
you are
purposes.
correct. You
And
are
so that
correct.
that's yeah, so that's how I see it. Even like in my relationship, there are certain things that I know that I have absolutely no control over, whatsoever. I don't even attempt to try to control it. You know what I mean? It just is what it is.
Now you use the phrase of that's between me and my baby mama, and that's my baby mama thing. I get that. I understand where you're coming from. But it kind of made a little twinge in me, and I think I kind of said it earlier in the live. You know what I'm saying? Now you had this child with this woman way before your wife come on the scene. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not specifically saying you, but I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying? So you
Hmm.
got this child, raising this child together. I get that, but when you bring somebody else into your life, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it should be. Yeah, there's two dynamics. Your relationship that you have with your baby mother, and that is just a parental thing. You know what I'm saying? And then your
Yeah,
wife. But there's sometimes when you do that, it leads things to be assumed. You know what I'm saying? And then to the point where you said you don't let them know everything because you know your mate. Now I know my husband and I know what triggers him. You know what I'm saying? So like if someone's expressed dislike about him or they try to say, oh, he's scamming you, or I have a conversation with one of my family members or something and they express dislike, I don't necessarily share that with him all of the time because he's trying so hard to be accepted and just start trying to prove that he's not that it triggers him to the point to
hmm,
where he gets defeated. He gets where he doesn't, he just, he almost want to say, I could just go away, because he'll say this American thing, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want him to go down that rabbit hole. So I don't even, sometimes I don't mention it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mention it because that's going to come. We're going to always have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as, and it could be the baby mama, her being female, another woman in our mind, in a woman's mind, and this could be primitive, I don't know, but in a woman's mind, that's still, even though that's your child's mother, that's another woman. And so, yeah,
exactly,
okay, you had to stop by your baby mama house. Okay, all right, cool. You can let me know after the fact, or whatever, or while you there, or before you go. But I would still like to know. I would still like to know because there's nothing worse than the baby mama coming up, shooting him away. He was just over here the other day. What you mean you was just over there the other day? How come I didn't know about this?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mantis. Hey,
Yep.
Mantis.
Yeah.
Hey.
Even.
A wife
Yeah.
should
Even.
always protect her husband's peace. A wife should always protect her husband's peace. A wife. Okay.
Yeah, even in that situation right there, that's what I'm saying. Like, certain things like, just being transparent by, at least letting her know where you at and different things like that. It's nothing wrong with that because you'll never know what's going on. You know what I mean? Something were to happen and they trying to, map out where you at. Like, okay, the last place you say you was at is here, here, here. So where you at now? So there's nothing wrong with sharing that type of information. But what I'm talking about is sitting up here, you going over there and you're having a conversation with your child, and then you're having a conversation with the baby mama, and then the wife sitting up here while I'm talking about, well, what did y'all talk about? No, it ain't none of her business what y'all talking about.
So you
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
want
Because
the
that's
back
that's
and
that's
forth.
too much.
You don't
Yes,
want the
yeah,
back and forth,
exactly.
the conflict.
Yeah, exactly. That's what conflict end up happening because once when you begin to share that particular thing, then guess what? That woman is automatically going to have an assumption about the other woman, and so when that conflict arises, she already going to automatically agree with whatever her husband is saying.
Now I do agree that unless y'all really cool, unless y'all are really mature adults and y'all just coming together to formulate a plan for the child and y'all have agreed that this is what y'all all want to do is to work together. I don't think that no, we shouldn't be having no uh and I oh God, I don't want nobody saying, you just jealous or anything like that. But no, I don't think you gotta sit down together and have conversations together constantly back and forth making decisions and all of that stuff. I do believe that, after the decision is made or you sit down with the child's mother, then that information should be taken back to the wife at a separate time so that she can be informed in the movings and the goings of what's going on. Okay, that's cool. Y'all have made that decision. No, and I don't think it's in the wife's position to tell the husband how to move or what decision to make with that child's mother. No, I don't think that's her role. You know what I'm saying? Because you all are the parent and the wife is not. She's just someone that is in some form of care for the child. You know what I'm saying? But not necessarily a parental figure unless you all have decided that. You know what I'm saying? Mentor says, I agree. Transparent communication is of the utmost importance. Yeah, so everybody can understand what's going on and have an open dialogue of what's going on.
Hmm. And there are other things that I do as well too, to try to have try to create that security in that relationship. Um, Now, well, whenever I'm going and visit my children, or if they come and visit me, wherever the case may be, right? But in this situation, let's say I'm going to just visit them for whatever reason. I make that visitation strictly for what it is. You know what I'm saying? That I'm going over there to visit children. I'm not having a conversation with their mother, or we're not chopping it up, having a glass of wine, thinking about the good old days. We're not doing none of that. That moment, that time is strictly for the children. Period. So I abide by that. You know what I'm saying? And then if there are any type of thing that we need to discuss, you know what I'm saying, briefly, then I do that. Long as it's related to the children. Now, any other one line of communication that I do, right? If it's serious, then she could hit me up on the phone and talk to me about it. You know what I'm saying, and tell me what it is that's going on with the children, and that's fine. But even with all that, I'm just saying that it's our responsibility as men that we have to set the stage. We have to set the boundaries. What I also discovered that there are other men out there deep down inside. They really do be still be caring about their children, mother and stuff. And so, like I told you earlier, how they be having people as placeholders. Sometimes when
Yeah,
dudes be having their baby mamas as placeholders as well too, where at any given time, if that relationship is not going the way he wanted to go, right? Or say, for example, that woman's not giving him what he want, he could go to the baby mama and get what he want as well too.
because you know
And I,
why? And I'm about to
huh?
be so low level. And I don't care. Okay. We're having a good conversation. That thing was so good. It was so good and it was so deep that he didn't pull out. You understand? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he created a child with that woman. And they connected on a molecular level. You understand what I'm saying? And she done pushed the child off of him, and that means something to that man at that moment. At that moment, it's just that she was not long term material. It did not work out. But in the back of
Mm-hmm.
his mind, and I'm not saying this is for all men, but in the back of his mind, that at one point is a good place for him. That was a good time for him in his life. And he got something that is still tying and connecting with that part of his life. And so that's always for some men, not all men, gonna be a door for him that he can walk in.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's why I was saying earlier that I set personal boundaries on that to where I don't even put myself in that situation anyway, because my attraction, my love, and everything on is for my wife. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I need, I get it from my wife, and I'll have to rely on another woman to fulfill that need for me. You know what I'm saying? That
Better
even
talk,
let's
Irvin. You better
yeah,
talk it, Irvin.
that didn't even let's say for example that wasn't happening in a moment. I still have enough self-love for myself to understand that at the end of the day that is something that I desire, but at the end of the day I have myself and I have the most I got, you know what I mean? So I don't need people to fulfill me like that, so but I choose to because I'm married.
It's called self-discipline.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be good either way. Even though I'm in this loving relationship with my husband, I love my husband. I love my husband. You understand what I'm saying? But if it don't work out, I still love myself more. You understand what I'm saying? And that's with any relationship that I deal with. I'm gonna always choose myself. I haven't always did that in my life, but as I've gotten older, I understood that I had to choose myself. And so when you loving yourself and you loving your peace, your stability, your mental, you're gonna protect that. So you're gonna put things in your life to protect that. And so when Mantis, you say it's a wife should always protect the husband's peace. I get that. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you should be protecting your own peace, your own mental space, your own situation. And if you
Mm-hmm.
do it correctly, the people around you are going to fall in line because you're going to lay down that groundwork, right?
Facts. And just to go along with your title. um I believe that it's important for you to both honor the wife and the mother of your children. You know what I'm saying? But the only difference is that the wife is just on a higher hierarchy level than the one child's mother. You know what I mean? Which is that's why how the way it should be. The reason why I say that is because if you enter into a relationship with a woman, right, but you just like another woman, then guess what? Eventually that energy is going to transfer over to the current woman that you're in a relationship with. So that's why it's important that wherever happened in your previous relationship, that you need to forgive and let go. Not only forgive her, but forgive yourself too, because you was a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
just move on. You know what I'm saying? Just
You
move
talking
on and
today.
do what you do.
You're talking today. It took me years after my divorce, years to heal after that. And you know how I am. I think I just, I'm knocking at the park all the time, but I wasn't, and I didn't realize it until the Lord brought it to my attention. I was reflecting and deflecting things off. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was so hurt. And then I had to address some things in my life. You know what I'm saying? I had to address some things in my life because in some kind of way I felt like I didn't do a good job in the marriage because it failed.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or it made me feel like I was broken. I wasn't healed. I was not whole and I wasn't complete. But I thought I was. You know what I'm saying? I thought that I was, but I was not. It would bother me, and I would do these shows, and I would go back and see how I was just reflecting and deflecting, and always have to bring up what he did and what he did to me, and what he did and what my response was, and all of this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So it was some healing that needed to take place so that I would bring that into the next relationship or seek those expectations that I wanted from my husband in this new relationship. Because what you have to understand is that this is a whole different dude.
Mm-hmm.
What you wanted him to give you in that relationship, you cannot now require that from a whole different person that's made up a whole different way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But with the exceptions of certain boundaries that you set there, there should be times where it's zero tolerance for, like any type of form of abuse, physical, mentally, or spiritually. That's a zero tolerance. That's an automatically deal breaker, and that thing's universal with any relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I do agree with that. But just understanding that baby mama and wife dynamic, I did not realize that it was a whole thing, that it was a whole baby mama culture. I did not understand that. I didn't know that they were wearing children like a badge. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
Mm-hmm.
get that. I guess because I never really had to deal with it. Because I would tell my ex-husband, I would tell him, did you call your baby mama when it was Mother's Day? Did you wish her happy Mother's Day? That's the type of woman I am. You know what I'm saying? I never want to pose a threat. I didn't never want to be a threat to her. I wanted to have a relationship with his son, which, he had a grown son when I married him. And his son was respectful, you know what I'm saying? But I always wanted to be just a little bit closer to let him know that, I love your father. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not no petty woman. I wanted that, but I mean, we were cool, but we wasn't like cool. I'ma still be cool with you when me, when you divorce my dad, cool. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't like that. And so, but I always carried myself respectfully. Now, one thing, hey, Scorpio mom, I said nothing but love your way. There was one thing that my ex-husband did that I didn't like, and it kind of ties into this topic. So there was one incident where the baby mother. Now, mind you, his son is grown with kids. You know what I'm saying? There was one
Mm-hmm.
incident where he had to go and uh house sit for the baby mama. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you finna go house sit for the baby mama? Or what do you mean you gotta go give her a ride for something? Cause she hurt herself. What do you mean? I didn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? I
Well,
didn't get that.
wait a minute, Queen. His wait a minute. Their children are grown now. They're grown
Yes.
adults because they're still young.
No, grown with kids. They're grown.
Huh. So so
It's
my
always the obligation of I gotta go do something. I gotta go do this. I gotta go do this. I gotta go do this. And I was secure. I was secure. In my marriage with him, I didn't think he was gonna cheat with her, but he had this obligation of I gotta go do. I remember there was a baby a birthday party at the facility where I worked at, and I want to say I secured the space for him because I was working there. You know what I'm saying? But just going to the party, it was like I was the oddball out, and I'm like, I'm the wife. No, it wasn't it wasn't the birthday. It was a grandchild's. It was a grandchild's. Birthday, and I'm just like, I felt so weird. I didn't feel like I would fit in. I didn't feel like I was totally integrated into it. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't feel. I felt like he had his own world. And I'm just his wife. So that was. I didn't think he did a good job of properly integrating me into the family. You know what I'm saying?
mm, uh, I mean, in that situation right there, that's kind of, to me, that's kind of weird. If the children are already grown, that, to me, he already feel this obligation as a parent. You know what I mean? So therefore, he don't have to no longer have that line of communication with the children mother like that. Nor he's not obligated to do certain things for her. Like if she were to break her foot, he want to take her to the hospital. That is not his responsibility to do that. You know what I'm saying? She's a grown adult. She could do that.
Absolutely.
Or she have family around there or friends that could do that on her behalf. So that's
Or
not his
or
responsibility.
the or the grown kid could have took a time. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Mary said, were they still friends? Yeah, they're still friends. Yeah, they were still
Hmm.
friends. But I still would say, hey, call on Mother's Day. I wasn't insecure at all. I wasn't insecure. Because my thing, I felt like if he's gonna go sleep with her, then you go do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this divorce. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. I'm never gonna be insecure about that.
But I mean, that goes to the point of drawing the fine line of being insecure or just being vigilant in that situation. In that situation, I don't believe that's insecurity. I believe that that's a decision for every reason that he wanted to do. He decided to do it. You know what I mean? Now, me personally, I wouldn't do that. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see the reasoning behind it. You know. Um, I don't know. That to me that just sounds so weird to me for him to do something like that.
And there has been times
It's
where
almost
we have to go.
it's I don't know. It's almost as though it's, he's still trying to maintain that friendship component with the trigger mother, even though he's not obligated to
Well,
fulfill that parental obligation.
Scorpio mom says my kids love him, but they dislike him very much now. Um, there was one time he took me to her house. He had to go to her house for something. It was something that he had to go to her house for something, you know. So that let me know that he still had felt some type of obligation to take care of him, to take care of her, which I understood that about him. Did I like it? No, I didn't like it. Did I think it was misplaced? Yeah, it was misplaced. But I'm not gonna lie. You know, after we got divorced, I took advantage of that trait in him. You know what I'm saying? Because if I needed something, I just called him. He'd come, even though he knew I had divorced him. You know what I'm saying? If I
Oh,
needed to ride to work, I would call him. He would come. You know what I'm saying? But he
okay,
had that
okay.
trait
So
about him.
okay, you're not talking about your current husband, right? You talking about
Oh,
your former husband,
my ex-husband. No, no,
huh?
no, my ex-husband. No, my
Okay, okay.
ex-husband.
Okay. All right. So it's making sense now. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, but I took advantage of that trait. Now, it could be just the way he was raised, take care of women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, we didn't work out, but I can't lie to do it. If I needed him, I knew I could call him to come and get me or do this and do that. He would do it. You know what I'm saying? But was it appropriate that you got a wife? No, I don't think that was the best choice. You know what I'm saying? But it was weird. But I always wanted to seem supportive to the baby mama, like it wasn't a threat, but we didn't really. Well, the weird thing was it was so weird. I'm trying to figure this out. I can't remember what it was. I don't know how this woman got to my house, but there was one time the baby mama came to the house, to my apartment. I don't know how she got there. I can't remember why she was there. I think she just wanted to meet me or something like that. And she was like, she did the whole, you got yourself a good man. I just want to let you know you got yourself a good man. I'm thinking at the time, I'm like, I don't think we wasn't married yet, but I think we was getting ready to get married. I'm thinking to myself, I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you here? I didn't understand that. That see, I was about to say something, but it would be like me bringing one of my exes to him to say, for him to say, you know, you got yours. It would just be weird. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah. That whole situation is like weird and inappropriate. To be honest with you, yeah, it's yeah, that's really weird. Um,
Yeah, I'm standing there like,
mm,
okay. But what was even more weirder was like we got mutual friends. That's how we met, was mutual friends. And the mutual friends would tell me, oh, they were so in love. I mean, he would walk down the street and she'd be on his back, and that's all they knew. And they would be so I'm like, okay. When I would go over to his mother-in-law house, the pictures still be up. I'm like, who the heck am I? You know what I'm saying? Who am I? Scorpio mom said she was just being funny. I believe so. You know what
yeah,
I'm
she
saying?
she was she absolutely was. She was sizing you up.
You know, but I'm like, you can have them. You can have them back. You know what I'm saying? You can have them back. But the whole badge of the baby mama, you wearing that badge, and you're building yourself a platform over the wife that is just not it. It is just not formidable. It is just not tangible. And it should not be there at all. And I feel like it's the man's responsibility to to make everybody in the situation realize their priority and the role that they playing.
Hmm. Yep. You have to set that boundary. Yeah, I agree because that's our role of being leaders is that we have to lead in every situation possible, including that situation. Now,
Yeah,
the only pushback I have on that is, let's say that man is a great leader and he's doing his absolute best in leading in that situation. The only pushback is that there are women out there who don't understand their roles as well neither. Even though you tell them what their roles are, they don't understand it or they just don't accept it. And so that's what also creates conflict. If that
yeah,
makes any
because you got
sense.
these low level thinking women who have not matured. You understand what I'm saying? They leading with their emotions. They are not healed. They're bitter because they want the man back. You know what I'm saying? And they want to use tactics instead of rationality. They want to use strategies instead of using their intellect and just being mature and just coming to the sense that he may not come back to you, or just be patient. You know what I'm saying? You got some women they gonna be disrespectful. I had you just gotta you have to be a mature woman in those type of situations. I choose to be mature. I'm gonna choose to trust this
Hmm.
man as pain. And then when I'm presented with some stuff that may be wrong, that may be not legit, then I have a right to make a decision about my peace, about my life, and about my next move. You know what I'm saying? But in no way am I gonna become reactionary about what somebody that's thinking who's not mature, that don't even deserve my time. You know what I'm saying? You got some women, they're gonna be wild, they're gonna be crazy about the situation, they're gonna come wrong out their mouth, they're gonna show up at the house, they're gonna be wanting to fight and all of this stuff. They're gonna try to sleep with the man, they're gonna show up at the door naked when you come pick them up, they're gonna do all this indirect suggestive language with you. You know what I'm saying? Because they want you back, and they don't in their mind they cannot perceive, you know what I'm saying, that this man has moved on. You understand what I'm saying? Scorpio mama said she was being funny. Scorpio mama said she got what she came for. All she had was to buy the Scorp. So you said you out here fighting Scorpio? You said I had to fight a woman about my ex when I first met him. She came to the house. I don't get that coming to the house thing unannounced. Should a baby, I'm gonna ask a question. Should a baby mama have free access to just show up at your house because she has your child?
Nope. Not at all. Hell, I don't even allow my family to do that. Like my mom and all them do that. Sure, y'all better announce that y'all coming.
Announcing that you coming, we gonna schedule this thing, everybody gonna know who's coming to the house.
Hmm.
No,
Exactly.
absolutely no. No.
Yeah, then she shouldn't be coming to the house for any reason anyway, unless it's something important, like it's a dire situation. Now,
If
one thing that we did, yeah,
if the, go ahead.
one thing that we did in the past is that we had established a neutral meeting place. You know what I mean? Like we'll meet somewhere there, either come get the children and she'll pick them up or whatever the case may be. But we rarely came over to each other's house unless it was like a really good reason for us to come go over there.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, if the woman get in a car accident down the block, I'm gonna call the ambulance and get you right there. You understand what I'm saying? It's a boundary that's set there. It's when you decide you're done with a relationship and you done like for real done, then that part of your life is sealed off. You know what I'm saying? It's sealed off, and you put now protecting your covenant with your wife, and it's you and her. It ain't no extra outside noise, and people don't even understand that. Some people do not understand the sanctity of marriage and the boundaries in that circle. They don't understand it. They think they're supposed to have free access to you, access to your husband. You know what I'm saying? No. It's some things I shut off in my life because I'm now married. That's just what it is. Marriage is
Hmm.
deeper than you just living in the same house with somebody. Marriage is about covenant. It's about ministry. It's about that back and forth, that energy that y'all giving to each other, and just building a life together. You are now in my world and I'm in your world, and it is intertwined. Whatever's going on in our world, that's what encompasses our marriage. If we choose to add you in as a friend, you know what I'm saying, or add you in as any other dynamic, then you're added in. But if you're not, you are completely on the outside.
Absolutely. Yeah, no late night conversations hit me up. Can you talk? No, I ain't talking to you for what? I need to talk to you about. Like, if it's not about my children, I don't care. I just want to talk about how I'm feeling at the moment with this dude I was talking to. I'm like, shit, so I don't care. That's between you and your dude. You need to talk to that dude or talk to your homegirls about that. Don't be calling me. I don't care.
Hmm. Okay, so Mantis said poorly placed boundaries. If she's coming to your house, absolutely. She didn't get the message. Some things is misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? She didn't get the or you wasn't forceful enough, or you never did set the boundaries. You told your wife you did, but you never did. Because one thing about it, two things for sure. If a man put a woman in his place, and y'all excuse me, I'm putting on my traditional hat. If a man put a woman in his place, she's never questioning that man about it anymore. Because she got a clear understanding. It's something about a man putting a woman in a place. I had an ex. We wasn't together at the time, but we have a good relationship. We have a good relationship. You understand what I'm saying? And I wasn't married at the time. I was not committed to nobody. And we would have conversation. And so there of course on my end feelings lingering there. You know what I'm saying? And I questioned him about what he was doing in his personal life. And he shut that thing down so fast. And I was like, the audacity. You know what I'm saying? He shut it down so fast, which he was true, but I wasn't expecting that. You know, and it was a basic of, you shouldn't be worried about what I'm doing over here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting over here keep cocking it up, thinking, okay, I got some type of place, I got some type of hold, or I got some type of property within this individual. You know what I'm saying? But it made me realize, no, you don't. And he made that clear. He shut that thing down. You understand what I'm saying? And I have the utmost respect for that. But I bet you I knew not to answer that question no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something about a man putting a woman in his place. And women can do the same thing. You're not going to question me about mine. No woman is coming up to me, and no man for that fact is going to question me about my husband. Because I'm going to let you know, and I'm going. What did he say earlier? Protect your husband's peace. I'm the first line of defense, even though that's not traditionally the role for a woman. But I'm the first line of defense for my man. He's most definitely the first line of defense for me. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so no, even if you the baby mama and you got some questions, you shouldn't feel comfortable just walking up to the house. I got some questions to ask, or call, like Urban said, call at midnight, whatever. I just want to ask you about some few things, and this man got a whole wife or this woman got a whole husband. No, especially
Mm-hmm.
no, just no,
Now that
just no.
yeah, just like I say, they're gonna hit you with that text. Can you talk? And it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Can you talk? Nah, I can't talk. I'm asleep. I'm with my wife. Like, what the hell I need to talk to you about? Wherever going on with you, it could wait until the morning time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They even did. There better be something pertaining to the kids. If not, then I'm just gonna annoy you.
Yeah, and so when I was married, I didn't engage with any of my exes. You know what I'm saying? When I was married, now I will say when I got divorced or I separated from my husband, I did strike up a relation, like an emotional relationship, um because I revisited. You know what I'm saying? I revisited one particular individual. I did revisit that situation because it just was a I felt like I needed to revisit it. But I did not I did not, I wasn't sitting up like kiki kind it up in front of my husband's face. You know what I'm saying? My husband did not know that my ex can call me. I think it's so disrespectful for a wife to go to a husband and say, he can call me. We ain't doing nothing. He can call me. I could talk to him. We ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just over here seeing the kids. We just sitting here talking. No, that's disrespectful. In the same
Mm-hmm.
way you go for a man and a baby mama. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? This is my baby mama. I'm gonna always make sure she good. I'm gonna always make sure she taken care of. This the child, this the mother of my child, like she Mother Teresa or the Mother Mary or something. Okay, if you thought she was so important, why did you marry her? She had your child. Why did you marry her?
Exactly. Exactly. If she's on that type of priority, then you definitely need to want to go back and reevaluate their relationship and marry that woman, and
Yeah,
don't be
I didn't
having the
get
other woman
that's what I'm
string
talking
along.
about. That long term, that longevity that men see in a woman. A man know who he going to marry. That quality that you looking for. You understand what I'm saying? You know it and you see it. This woman can do this. She has this. She has this type of quality. You know what I'm saying? She's loyal. She's faithful. You know what I'm saying? She genuinely has a tendency to care for me. You know what I'm saying? And is worried about my well being. Whatever the quality is that you look for, right? You see that in that woman. They marry them. You understand what I'm saying? Even though you may have put your child in this woman, all of that was physicality. You said for the better part. You know what I'm saying? You done had sex with this woman, it was good, and you mess around and you had you stayed in there too long. And all children are
Mm-hmm.
not a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying all children are not a mistake. You got couples who love each other, y'all, and they plan to have children, and they did it on purpose, but it didn't work out. That was a dumb decision. You know what I'm saying? But it's something about these baby mamas who think they got some type of stock in these men that did not marry them. Am I speaking facts? A sport. You running around, it's a delusion of you to think that you got stock in this man. I don't care how many kids he give you. I don't care if he come back after. I don't care if he cheat on his wife and pump you up with some more kids. And in their simple mind, they think, oh, he still love me because he's still screwing me. No, that means that you got some tight walls.
Mm-hmm.
And you do something that the wife don't do that he's attracted to. So that's something that got to do with a flaw in his character. But that don't mean that he wants to spend the rest of his life with you. He would like to screw you for the rest of his life, but he don't want to live under the same abode with you. But sex sends different signals to men than it does to women. And we get the game mixed up because this man is screwing you. Don't mean that he gonna marry you and that he in love with you and he think that you something else.
So I'm curious about that. What signals do on sex to send to a man versus a woman?
Sex sends to a man gratification and a relief. Sex sends to men physicality. Sex sends to women emotionalism and attachment and relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Sex is not relationship. Sex is an act. Sex is sex. Sex said to women, we are making love to you, and it's something about me that will make him share his penis with us. And so there's something there. But it don't have to be nothing there for a man other than you got some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when a man decides to marry you, sex can mean something different.
Yep. I agree. Absolutely.
Somebody better screen record this because I think it's the first time me and Urban is agreeing for 50% of the
What,
show.
what the hell? We agree with most stuff. Not all stuff, but most stuff.
He said it may not be good, just available. And coming from this individual right here, he is most definitely telling the truth. Oh my
boy,
God,
boy,
I never thought
y'all, man, y'all is something else. All y'all be doing that on you, Alice, all y'all, Vaughn. Y'all
of
be like, man, Irvin finally agreed with me. Like, boy, I tell you, y'all want on something else.
no, because you be coming with some weird left wing, like crazy stuff. For real.
No, this topic I honestly do agree with you on. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh my
it need to be
God.
talked about.
That's hilarious. So Matthew said it may not be good, just available because you know why? Because because um because it's a release for a man. That's why I said it's a release. You know what I'm saying? Why do men go back to women when they done had bad sex with them?
Women, what?
Why do men go back to women that they done had bad sex with?
What women do that?
Men do that.
Who? Man, no, look. If a dude end up having like
Oh,
bad sex with a woman, he's not going back to the woman when he know he got
no,
options out there. Like, that don't
that's
make any
not true.
sense.
That's not
That is
true.
true. When he got plenty of options out there, he ain't gonna go back to that terrible
Not true.
woman.
It's not. It's not true. It's not true. It is not true.
Women would do stuff like that because of the emotional component, but men won't because we got
Oh,
options out there.
say some men. I'm
Wait a
saying
minute,
this joke, but it's
you
not true. It's not true. Urban, trust me when I say it's not true, okay? Just trust me. Okay, so
it,
Scorpio said, you men be doing that, be doing the most. Oh my God. Scorpio talking about some a hole is a hole.
I'm.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
even like, hey, even when Scorpio saying a hoe is a hoe, right? That lets you know that men do not go back to no terrible cooch. If it's horrible, they're not gonna go back to it because they know they got options.
Oh yeah.
That's way
Okay.
better.
Okay.
Women do that though for
What if it's
emotional.
a dry spell and ain't nobody picking up the phone? But you know this one person will pick up the phone. You know what I'm saying? That's why Mantis said that it may not be good, but it's available. What if ain't no none of your type, none of your eggs, you know what I'm saying? None of your boiling eggs is calling or available. But the watermelons is picking up. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
What
maybe because I was maybe because I'm built differently. If I know I had a horrible sexual experience with a woman, she's been deleted, blocked, and everything. You know what I'm saying? I ain't calling
oh
her for
my
what.
God, I
Like when
cannot
I know
holler.
I got options,
Stop it, Urban. Stop. If you had
when
bad
I know I
sex,
got options,
okay.
like for
Oh
what?
my God. No, so say the girl, okay, so y'all trying to have sex, all right? Okay, just say her rhythm was off that one time, a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all body is disproportionate, and you know you just had the rhythm was off at one time. You're not gonna give her another chance. You're gonna block her. You're gonna not call her again.
Nope. Y'all
That's
y'all remember?
good.
You remember? I think I shared this either on my show or it was somebody else's show, right? And I was telling, yeah, I think it was on SBK show, one of them on Top End. But I was telling them that um I had one sexual experience with this woman, and her coochie wasn't, good at all. It wasn't good. She was all
Oh,
sweaty and stuff. Had a
oh my
certain type
God.
of smell about her, all kind of stuff. And I only smashed her
I
that one
can't
time, and that was
remember.
it.
My stomach hurt. Quit it.
I only smashed her that one time, and that was it. I deleted her number and never called her ever again.
Oh, help me, God.
But
Help me,
like I
God.
said, maybe it's different for me because I know that doing back in that time, I knew I had options. So
Look, Scorpio mama said ugly men don't have options. Oh my God. Stop her. Stop. Scorpio. Stop. It's
now
a woman right now
they
that
got
wants
money. They do got
man.
options. They got money. What you talking about?
Come on. And money make ugly men look good. Okay. Matthew said if it's horrible, I wouldn't go back either. Oh my God.
See,
Oh my God.
but once again, women do that though. The women will go back to that horrible pain because of emotional reasons, because they have some type of emotional attachment to them.
You know, sometimes, oh God, it's the lies for me. It's the lies. Okay. You said Matthew said I would give it a second chance just to
Hey, hey, you better than me, bro. I gave that woman a whole hour and 30 minutes to get it right.
make sure. With 30 minutes.
I gave her a whole hour and 30 minutes to get it right,
An hour
and I
and
was
30
done.
minutes.
Yeah, to get
Oh,
it
you
right.
was Daddy Long Strong. An
Yeah,
hour
to
and
get it
30.
right. And she look. I put it to you this way: if I have to carry you throughout this whole entire thing, then on top of that, your body's secreting, a weird smell to it, and all this other stuff, and she sweating more than me, and all the stuff that's a no go.
Stop it.
That's a no go. Me and my homeboy made up a name for her because I was telling him about it. He was laughing. We call her Cornmeal Kitty.
Oh my God. You said she was sweating more than you. Help me, God. I
Yeah.
want to. Oh my God. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna share something for the women's perspective, okay? You know how to really get a woman to just drop you and never call you again ever? If your head is horrible. If your head is horrible, I'm never calling you back ever again. Okay? Do you hear what I say? You don't got to look in my direction. Don't even say words that begin with C. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm never calling you. I'm gonna move out the state. You understand what I'm saying?
I am
Hello, and
so
I know you hear me.
man. Hey, I know I'm
If
just
it's
utterly
horrible, no.
confused on how a dude could have horrible head. I'm just so confused on that.
It happens. Trust me. They out there. And they out here and they out there. And you know what they do? You know what y'all men do? Y'all sit there and look at us and wink at us and y'all wag y'all tongue at us like, oh my God, he got skills and all this stuff. And then you get down there and it's like, I have, listen, and I'm going to share this with y'all, even though I'm a married woman, and I know it's a little bit off topic, but however, I will get a horrible attitude and I will not curse you out, but I will curse you in the spirit that you bear no children. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't want that perpetuated in the earth. You understand what I'm saying? I will drop you so fast. But I had an experience, it was horrible. I was so disappointed. A man of these many years on this earth, you ain't never watched nothing to show you. Your daddy ain't never told you. No other woman has told you nothing. You wasting my time. Did she say hand?
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got time for that. We are grown. It's like, would you give them a second chance? Shut up. Would you give them a second chance? Would I give them a second chance if they had horrible head?
Be honest,
Um,
nope.
I'm gonna be a hypocrite. I'm gonna be a hypocrite and say no because now the sex, I will give you a second chance. Say we had sex and we did not do the fellatio and it was horrible. I'm gonna give you a second chance on the sex. But if the fellatio is not on point, there is no coming back. I'm so
Did you understand? Did you understand my plight behind it?
yeah,
You,
kind of sort of.
you see, you agree? You agree
But
with
I'm
that?
gonna tell you,
So
I
yeah,
had okay. So
zero chances.
let's put it
It's
out there.
horrible. It is what it
Let's
is.
put it out there.
I got
That
options, and I'm gonna exercise them.
okay. You said, you said, see, Scorpio, that's what I said. Scorpio said, oh, you said head, not hand. You're right. That's what I was saying. There's no coming back from that, especially as women, because that's valuable to us. You understand what I'm saying? So
You
we're gonna
you
get back
wanna you
on
wanna
topic.
know You want to know what make it worse in that situation I was telling you about is that on the average, the men do up to about 80 to 90% of the work, and the women carry out the remainder of the percentage, right? So you mean to tell me
What?
I'm doing up to about 80 to 90% of the work, right? And she couldn't
What?
leave a whole her remaining percentage to at least make it be at least the bare minimal average as best. Heck no,
Why do
I
you
ain't giving you
say
no
80,
second chance
90%? Why you say 80, 90%?
because we do. You don't agree with that? You don't agree that men do 80 to 90% of the work when
I've been in
engaged
situations
in
where it's
sexual
been,
activity?
I've been in situations where it's been 50-50.
You
I've been in situations where I have done
what
more.
what's hold on.
I've been in situations where I've done less.
Where's my bullshit button at?
Don't push it. You better not push it. You better not push it. You better not push that button. I'm not playing with you. You better not push. You better not push it.
Hey,
Listen. I have had situations where I did more than 50%. But it was the position.
lies.
I'm not lying. Urban, I am not lying. I am not lying. I am not lying. I'm not
It's
lying.
it's only it's only on one position where a woman could be in control of, and that's when she's on top.
Okay, and so that's what it was.
And how's that 50% or more?
Because the act was finished, it was like whoop 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 little, and then I got on top and I carried it and I brung it home. I brung us across the finish line for the whole duration of the time. You said what grown man don't right? I wanted to say that and I got distracted. So Scorpio Mama said some men don't do fellatio, and I said those are not real men. And Matthew said what grown man don't do?
Yeah, that's why I was blown away from that too. I was like, but anyway,
But I
so you mean so you honestly believe that your little old moment of you
my
being on top of you
it
cause
was
that
a
dude
moment.
to do what he do, you
I mean,
believe that you
such
carry
a
a hundred
moment.
percent
It was such a
out of
moment.
every moment that they didn't do that did to you. You believe that one little old moment is thus game winning from you, huh?
It was a beautiful moment because guess what? I didn't get head in that situation.
Mm-mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Women logic.
It was a beautiful moment. I was an all-star. I rolled over and I went and got my metaphoric cigarette. And no, I didn't because I'm saved, y'all. But I'm just saying, I was a champion. I heard all type of cheerleaders, and it was a band playing outside. Confetti was thrown. The angels was singing. I had a sash on that said "You
Ego,
the champ." You understand what I'm saying?
ego at a ego at an all time high too.
And it
Mm-mm-mm.
felt good. I said, this is what men must feel like because I brought it home for us. I brought it home. I saved the day.
No, I'm gonna be real with you. The reason why he felt the way he felt is because he like finally I don't have to do not a damn thing today. Go ahead.
No, he ain't felt like that. He was like,
I'm
he was
telling
like,
you, that's how he felt. He like, man, I finally don't have to do all this extra work where I got to flip her over, twist her over, do all this extra stuff. I don't have to be grinding and pumping and nothing like that. All I gotta do is sit here and just lay her and let her do it.
Mama said the last man I met, I stopped talking to him. Um, Scorpio Mom said I did not want to waste my time, and she don't put the running emoji. So I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna give y'all a secret. Uh, if y'all don't make us, we not. Unless we just totally into you and we totally into the moment. If you do not make us, we are not. I'm, you know what? I ain't gonna speak for all women. I'm just gonna speak for myself. If you don't make me, I'm not. Unless I'm totally into you and totally into the moment, and I am motivated. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that could be a character flaw, and that's probably maybe 30% of why I divorced my husband because he wasn't aggressive enough in that area. You know what I'm saying? He would ask, "Can I do this to you? Can I do this?" But he just didn't make me. You know what I'm saying? and I'm trying to. I don't want to be too graphic, but he didn't make me do
So
certain things. So I'm like, if you ain't gonna make me, why put the pressure on my thighs? Why put the pressure on my muscles? Since you ain't gonna make me, I'm not gonna do it until you make me. I
so
want to
is it
be
safe? Is it safe to say that the only time when a woman is being submissive is in the bedroom when that dude take control of it?
You say, is it the only time that a woman should be submissive in the bedroom? Is that what you said?
No, I said the only time when a woman is submissive is in the bedroom when that dude take control over it.
No, no, she should be submissive in other areas too as well. I feel that's just my opinion, but for sure in the bedroom. I'm so sorry, unless you all are role playing in that, and you all have made that decision that that you or the guy just he has verbally expressed that he's into that aggression by his woman. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing like a man that know what he's doing and take charge. I don't need you to ask me. I don't need you to smile at me and politely ask, can you grab this and that? That's gonna be a turn off for me because I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that at all. I do like to. It's a lot of listen. I feel like we done got off topic, but um, it's so we can bring it back. So say the baby mama is into all of that extra thing, your fetishes, the things that you like, and it is really hot and heavy in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying with that baby mama. If and she hold that over the daddy's head. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some men feel like they can go back to that moment. That's why I said the door is always open. You know what I'm saying with that baby mama. And then and he feel like he can always come home and go back to that because that's that thing in the back of his mind. You know what I'm saying? But sex should be explained when you with somebody, you know what I'm saying? When you with, especially with your wife, it should be explained and it should not be denied between each other. And whatever y'all into, you know what I'm saying, that need to be articulated. I feel like that thing should be like a roaring fire. You should be always throwing something in to kindle that fire. Because if you don't, guess what? He gonna go back to that baby mama because she do all the tricky stuff.
So with that being said, let's take this up a step further. Would you accept your husband doing the same things that he did to his baby mama to you?
Yeah, if he don't say this is what I used to do with my baby mama.
Why? Why have to be that boundary?
Bottom line, this is what I used to do with my baby mama, and it worked real good. No, okay, we ain't doing it. Just you ain't got to say that. That's a moment, Urban, when you ain't got to share everything with me. You know what I'm saying?
Touche.
No. You're not gonna tell me that you and her used to do this, and so I want to try with you. No, it ain't real. It's not real, Manton. No, it's not. No, that's not real.
Yeah. He don't. Yeah. He don't have to announce it and stuff to my eye. This is the move that I did my baby mama. It's going to work. He don't have to announce it. He just do it because let's be
no.
Let's be real about it. Everything that people do in the bed is universal for every relationship. So you don't have to put it on the pedestal. Yeah, my baby mama did this, or my baby daddy taught me this and that. You don't have to say all that. Just do it.
Just do it because in her mind, she be like, I wonder if I'm doing it better than she is. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if she doing this better than I am. I don't need to necessarily. Unless we just having a conversation, or you know how you had that conversation. Have you ever did this? Okay, yeah, I've done this. Whatever. We'll have that conversation. I'm not gonna tell you specifically. Me and my ex, the guy I was just with before you. This is what we used to do. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna go. I didn't go to my husband and say, "Oh, my ex had some amazing fellatio, like the best I ever had." I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Can you do it like this? Because when my ex did it, I just was on cloud 9. Like, no. That man will be forever in his mind competing with your ex.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Exactly. That's why I also believe that your experience should be a brand new experience with that person, even though y'all done did it, several times with other people, but it should still be a brand new, unique experience for y'all.
Unique. And then the woman, and then the wife already know you done had a good time with this woman because you got a kid with her. You know what I'm saying? You done
Mm-hmm.
had a kid with this woman. So she already know you stayed in there a little bit too long than you should have been. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Yeah, support the channel. $ CLAYLING. I want to give me some Boston cream donuts. Y'all go ahead and support that. Okay. Um Mantis
What
says
the
I agree.
Boston cream donuts?
Yeah. Those are my favorite.
No, no,
What you
no,
mean no? What do you
no.
mean no?
Because you Queen, you've been doing a hell of a good job working out and all this stuff there. You don't need no Boston cream donuts.
Oh, thank you. I ain't gonna eat it just because you said it. Because I did lose a lot substantial, a lot of weight. And my husband, I sent him a picture the other day. My husband was like, "Babe, you are really coming down. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just want to do blank, 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 blank." You know what I'm saying? And so
Not his accent.
I, I do feel good about myself, but I need me every now and then you can have you a cupcake. You says please support the channel. $CL. Yes, please support the channel. Mantis said what did you say? It went too fast. He said I agree. I wouldn't say who it was, but I would say I like this.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
like
like
what I
this.
like. Yeah.
Now I do agree with that. It's okay to tell your mate, can you do it like this? But see, when you're dealing with somebody that's a narcissist, they still want to do it how they want to do it. I don't like that. That's another thing too that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? When I express a need to you, like sexually in the bedroom, I want that. It's a need. I give you what you need, and you don't give me what I need. That means I'm not totally satisfied. Don't be like, I'm gonna do it this way, I'm gonna do it this way, I'm gonna do it this way, because you're a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? I don't like
Hmm.
that. You know, men can be not women too, but men can be narcissists in the bedroom. They used to have a sex a certain way that get them going and get them, you know what I'm saying? They know how to reach their point, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta also take care of that woman too. You know? You said thanks in advance. She told y'all she gets down. Come on. I don't play no games, Scorpio mama. Do I love God? I absolutely do. Am I a minister? Yeah, I'm a minister. Am I a this and that? But I also know what it is to be a woman. And black women should not be, I can say black women, any woman, don't be scared of your sexuality. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problems talking about sex at all. Don't. You know what I'm saying? You said I'm making strawberry cake. That sounds really good. Manta says you should definitely have a cupcake to reward yourself.
No, because look, Mantis, you. This what Queen would do. She'll get one little cupcake. Then she'll want to get two. Then she'll make an excuse, say, I'm sad because my hubby ain't here, and she'll get a third cupcake.
So you said I would get a cupcake because my husband not here.
Yep. Me get, I'm mad because my hubby not here. And she get like about 3 or 4 more cupcakes. That's because she mad because her husband
Three
not
or
there.
four.
So she need to stay the course.
Let me tell you something.
Then later on down the line, you may be able to reward yourself, but not right now.
Maybe down the line I can reward myself with a cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
When I eat cupcakes, which is my most favorite thing to eat, let me tell you, it's I take that cupcake and I look at that cupcake and I turn it around and I look at the icing and I look at it and I look at the complexity of it and I say, my God, my goodness, I'm getting ready to tear this up. You understand what I'm saying? And yeah, you're right. I will take one and I'll eat a dozen of them. You understand? So yeah, I have to be on my best behavior with I just have to avoid them because that's my weakness. You know what I'm saying? Pastries in itself is my weakness. It really is. And then I'm a diabetic too, so also, I gotta take it in spurts. But my A1C level is down to a 7, so that I'm super happy about that. I've been doing good.
Oh yeah, that's real good. See?
And it was at 11. So I came down all the
Mm-hmm.
way, so that's good. That's good. But it's nothing wrong with getting a cupcake every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree. Great job.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I've been working really hard. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed the show. I just want everybody to know it's not a bad hour to be a baby mama. I'm not dragging y'all. We're not dragging the baby mothers. We're not dragging y'all at all. But when y'all start waving that child around like it's a trophy and you think it's the key to the door, key to his house, I need to use your car because my car's down. How I'm gonna get your child to school? All this crazy stuff. No. And you know this man got a wife? No. Or you know this man ain't invested in you and ain't dealing with you? No. Why would you even want to still be bothered with him outside the parameters of just being your child's father anyway? If a man skip on me, you know what I'm saying? If I got pregnant by a man and he left me, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to deal with him other than you want to come see your child. You sure can. But no, you're not going to skip on me and still think you coming back. No. And you done gave me a baby? No. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? No,
Mm-hmm.
have some more pride and some more, integrity about yourself. But and be mature women. And even for the baby daddies, be mature. Sometimes the daddy be wanting the woman back. You show up and want to fight the dude. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to be around my baby. What you mean? It's her husband. You showing up at the wedding and all. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That old weird in between, he can come to the wedding, or she can come to the wedding, or she can come to the cookout. That's his daddy. No, he can't come to the cookout.
Mm-hmm. Oh, before you end this show, right? Let me get your opinion about something. Right, me and Mrs. Irving, we had talked about this on the other day. We found it interesting. All right, so all right,
Okay.
so here's the situation. All right, so my daughter, she had had a ballet recital, right, on
Mhm.
Saturday. So me and my wife and the family, we all went there to support my daughter, and of course her mother was there as well too. Now everything was cool and stuff right there, but I kind of noticed that she was there with another dude. I couldn't see who the dude was at the moment because it was dark in the theater. You know what I'm saying? But after when the show was over with, right? The dude walked up to me, and I recognized who he was. So come to
Okay.
find out, this dude was. I knew this dude like 20 years ago, right? Because I used to go to his dad church. You know what I'm saying? So he's the
Okay.
one pastor's son. And so the thing about it is that he I believe the mother of my church invited him to come to the recital, however way it went, it just is what it is, that's not the issue. Now, what make it interesting is that, he came up to me and he was saying, like, hey, man, yeah, it's been like 20 years since we spoken to each other, all this stuff, you good? I like, yeah, I'm good, and all this stuff there. And
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing of it. But my wife was she like, well, who's that dude that she was with? I like, oh, that's a dude I knew him 20 years ago. She like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. And so here's the punchline behind that, right?
Right.
Prior before my me and my first wife had got married, right? Um, I had got introduced to his daddy church because I was dating his ex girlfriend at the time.
That is all the way revenge. The
So I
reason why
dated
I
his
say
ex
that, the
girlfriend in
reason
the
why I say
past,
that,
man.
the reason why I say that is because he initially said it's been 20 years since we talked when he first came up on you. You know what I'm saying? It's been 20 years that ain't no doggone coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not no coincidence. You know what I'm saying? And then it's further down the line. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you was dating his whatever it was, that was like before. This is after he know who she is to you. You know what I'm saying? Just like you know what I'm saying. If one of my girlfriend now this is young adolescence, but it's still proving the point. So my boyfriend that I used to date, like the first 2 years of high school, right? It was real hot and heavy, serious, real serious, serious, serious. You know what I'm saying? We broke up, but prior to breaking up, we had went up his house one day, and I saw. uh no, this is after we had broke up. I went over there and he had one of my friend's pictures underneath his mattress. And I'm like, why is her picture underneath here? Like, I mean, my friend had no dealings with him. Like, wasn't even in the same social circles. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, what? You know, why is that? So I'm like, were you with her? Have you been with her? And he was like, yeah. She never said anything about it. It's the girl code. Even though we had broken up, it's the girl code. If my friend, no, now as a grown woman, you know what I'm saying? If she, her ex, they were 20 years, you know, whatever, apart from each other, whatever. I'm still, and even if he look at me and he got all the qualities that match up and this and that, he, you know, he a minister, I'm a minister, whatever. I still not gonna approach that because he was with my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm just not gonna do it because it's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's weird.
So yeah. So you had the same conclusion that that my wife was saying about it too. She like maybe the dude probably trying to slide on in finally because you know you had hollered at this girl back in the day. Like, well, I
Like,
like well that doesn't make any sense because back in the day, first of all, I wasn't even me and her wasn't even married at the time. I was dating his girlfriend. Then on two. While I was dating his ex-girlfriend, did two, you know what I'm saying? We was in a relationship. They wasn't in a relationship no more. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's the whole situation was it's even deeper, man. It's even weirder because like back in that time she was accusing Buddy of saying
mhm.
that the son that she had right now was his child. But to come to find out, they did a DNA test on the child and found out that wasn't even his child at all. So she was lying that whole entire time saying that this child was his child, but it wasn't and stuff. So it was just all crazy. Then I got pulled up
So
into
we
that
connected
because
with
I
the
was
whole thing.
dating. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was dating. Then on top of that, I ended up going to this church, and that's why I started my whole ministry of becoming a minister, then assistant pastor, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Came into this
weird.
man's church, done dated his ex-wife. He thought he still had some connection with the child. Come to find out it ain't the child. That's hurt him too. You know what I'm saying? And then you just done the bestest man life up. He been thinking about this for 40 years. He said, "This is my time to come back and get come back and get
It's
my
hard as
husband."
hey. What's crazy about all of that is that I don't give a damn. It
You
is
are
that I'm at
gonna mess this
yeah
man life up.
it's like you know at that point I don't care at all. Period. I'm just up in age where you know it is what it is. So I know how my the mother of my children is and stuff. I know how she is, so it doesn't surprise me. And so I just like you know, as long as my kids cool, that's all that matters to me.
Very territorial. I don't care what nobody say. My exes and my husband probably, if he even watched the show, he'd probably be pissed off. But my exes, all of my exes, except for one, anybody can have him. You know what I'm saying? But all my exes, none of my friends, but not even look or even date them. I don't care that I'm married to my husband. And of course, I love my husband. But none of my exes, none of my friends better not even look in their direction. And if they decided to date any of my exes, I would literally on site beat them down. Especially one in one particular. You know what I'm saying? If he ever got married, he better marry somebody that is out of the states. You know what I'm saying? That we don't know, that we from another country. It's nobody in Michigan. You know, he no, it's funny. That I'm just very territorial. If one of my friends showed up with one of my exes, it would be I would be good.
Hmm.
You
But
said
yeah,
all my exes
that's
okay. Scorpio, shut up.
but yeah, that I mean that does feel like the difference with me though is that I'm just at that point where I'm just living my life, you know. I just want to be at peace. I done fought a whole lot of battles, you know what I mean? Preferably, you know what I'm saying, with my ex, dealing with a whole lot of situation, children and custody, all
Mhm.
kind of stuff. So now I'm just at the point now where, you know, I'm just want to be at peace. I'm done fighting. I just want to chill and enjoy the remainder of my life that I have that's remaining as it without drama. So
And you chose the you know the woman that you want to live it with, and everybody in your life should respect that at all costs.
hmm
And so that's commendable for you being transparent. I think you got a good thing going, you know, as far as the dynamic with your baby mother and your wife. I think it's a good, you know, I can tell that you most definitely is the moving force, and you know, as far as boundaries and stuff. I mean, it makes everything good. It makes everything safe. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just a good deal. It really is a good deal. Um, I think I'm probably going to revisit this conversation at another time because I think it's another. I think this is a good topic. But this is a great show. Thank you, Urban, for coming on here and rocking with
anytime.
and agreeing with me. No, thank you so much. They not gonna believe it. No, I'm just playing. So guys, this is the order of the queendom. I want y'all to do something great for somebody. Scorpio said that she proud of you. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Those of
Um,
y'all who not sub up to my channel, by all means, sub up to my channel, Urban Lounge Podcast, thought provoking
Urban,
conversation.
can you put your comment? I mean, can you put your link in the chat? Somebody go grab his link and put it in the chat. We want to support because he's done a tremendous job for my channel. He's supported and shared me out, and my subscriptions most definitely has picked up since we have ran into each other. So I am super excited for you guys to go and also support him and support his shows and just thumbs up. All right, guys, that's what I want y'all to do. All right, so this is the order of the queendom. Go out and do something nice for somebody else. If it's nothing but a nice smile, hold the door open, pay for somebody groceries, you know, pick up something they've dropped, pick up the phone and say, hey, I was thinking about you, because guess what? You reap what you sow. All right. Thank you so much, Scorpion. This is your queen, Clayton Lee, and I'm saying to you, be great. Bye-bye.